And welcome back, Dish Gods listeners. Sorry for the delay there.
There we go.
I'm a little spacey.
I feel it. I really do.
Smoked a little too much before I got here and had one too many ciders.
Yeah.
So to speak. Anyway,
I'm sick.
Max is sick.
I'm so sick.
Again. You have a horrible immune system, by the way.
Okay, here's the funny thing though, is I used to never get sick, and now I get sick all the time. I think I'm dying.
Nah. Well, look on WebMD. You probably have cancer.
I hope so. It would explain. I would at least have a reason for why I feel so shitty. But I don't know. I woke up this morning and I felt like I got hit with a fucking truck. I went to the doctor yesterday and he was like, no, he thought that I was having like a early sinus infection, but he's like, you caught it early. He's like, here's all you got to do. He didn't even prescribe me any medicine. He's like, stay home, rest, take a hot shower, get a bunch of Sudafed in you, and you'll be good. I did all that. And I feel even worse this morning, you fucking cuck.
Well, it's a hangover, dude. You got a Sudafed hangover.
I didn't take that much Sudafed. I didn't just like chug a whole bottle. You know, I took the appropriate dosage.
Yeah, well, for an adult, right?
Yeah. You know.
Yeah, because I mean, on the bottle it says like for a child, take like 2 tablespoons, and for an adult, it's like half the bottle.
You just chug it.
Chug as needed.
Chug it, and however much you take is how much you need.
All right, but speaking about Little Bear feeling a little spacey here.
Oh God,
Kevin Spacey's in the news.
Is that really the transition we're
taking?
It
just happened. It happened.
All right.
Too late.
I guess
no rewinding.
All right. I guess we'll talk about Spacey. We'll open on that super grim, depressing note.
Welcome to Dish Gods.
Yeah, Kevin Spacey. Let's talk about the big thing. He's gay. That's the important part.
Oh, that's the big thing.
Kevin Spacey is choosing to live his life as a gay man.
I guess.
That's like the whole thing.
I mean, I think that's kind of something that like a lot of people in Hollywood kind of already knew. Like, he was kind of in the closet, and then he comes out. But also, I feel like it might be a defensive type of thing.
Why?
Like to say, for him to receive these allegations.
There were allegations? I thought he just came out.
Oh,
that was the thing.
Shit.
That's the news. Is Kevin Spacey's gay?
No,
right? That's the
no. The news
shit.
is he diddled a young actor when the actor was like 14.
I thought he attempted the diddling.
Okay. Let's rephrase.
Yeah.
Attempted diddling.
He was allegedly attempted diddling.
Yes.
This kid.
So I don't know. I forget this actor's name.
Aaron Greenwood.
Yeah, that sounds right.
It's in that ballpark.
It sounds right.
It's in that ballpark.
I mean, it's some obscure white guy that no one really knows. So Aaron Greenwood sounds like it would be his name.
We'll refer to him as such.
From here on out.
If we're wrong, whatever.
Let us know. Hit us up on Twitter.
Go fuck yourself.
Or that. Yeah. But hit us up on Twitter.
Anyway.
Before you go fuck yourself, hit us up on Twitter.
You can do it during.
And let us know who this actor is, and maybe we might find out on our own. But also, you can tell us to go fuck ourselves too.
Speaking from experience, going to fuck yourself is a hands-free experience. So if you can't hit us up on Twitter while you're fucking yourself, you're doing it wrong.
Max knows from experience.
So, okay. So, yeah, but here's the thing that I want to say. And it's something that everybody else is saying too, but I'm going to throw my little 2 cents in the ring. Is that Kevin, dog? Let's have a little chat with you.
Yo, dog, Max. Kevin, come here.
All right, the quickness is gonna lay it down for you.
You're still going with the quickness.
I'm still the quickness. I always have
still
been.
Going
always
with
will
it.
be. Now is not the time to come out. You should really just hold off on the news and wait. This is what I wish somebody would have told him. I don't know how many people he ran this by before he did it, but I feel like it was such a tactical error to just come out like he either should have pulled a Louis C.K. and should not have said anything. He just at the very least just deny it. Don't deny it and then attach it. Like, do you really want your even if it was like it ended up being a good thing?
Are you referring to the Louis C.K. allegations about
him masturbating and forcing people to watch him masturbate?
Yes.
In rooms? Yeah.
Okay. Continue.
Which is an allegation, but
allegation.
Yeah.
Alligators.
okay, it's like imagine in some world like this turned out okay, right? Like let's say the kid lied. All right, just straight up. Let's say Aaron Greenwood fucking straight up just lied about this whole thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then that means that Kevin Spacey's coming out story is, hey, one time I was accused of molesting a child and I came out. That's not a great way to start your new life, buddy. And by the way, it doesn't have to be a new life. What's different now that you're gay?
Yeah. Now you're just out being yourself.
But it's like,
you know,
does he have to get like a pink suit now? Does he have to move to like
no, absolutely
LA?
not.
That's what I'm saying. Is like he's like I'm choosing to live my life as a gay man. What the fuck does that mean?
But you're overlooking everything here for a second.
I'm seeing the forest for the trees.
What I was saying is the way he came about it. You know, all these allegations come forward, and as a defense, he used, "Well, I'm gay," you know, and that. I think in his eyes and what he thought was if he came out and said, yo, I'm gay, then people would kind of side with him and ignore the allegation and be like, oh, you're attacking a gay man now.
Yeah, of course.
And that's I think that's the angle he was trying to work.
Oh, of course. I'm just trying to like, you know, I don't know. I'm not trying to play devil's advocate.
Regardless of whether in fact he may or may not be gay.
I think he's gay.
You think he is?
If not, I dare him to roll with this thing. I want Kevin Spacey to be the most offensively flamboyant gay man ever.
I think he has to be now. Like he kind of backed himself into a corner.
Like he's like, okay, if I say I'm gay, everybody will leave me alone. But now, if I don't
prove it,
if I don't see Kevin Spacey in public at the fucking courthouse with just a necklace of penises. Like for each one that he
dickless?
A dickless for each dick he sucked that day, I'm gonna call bullshit.
Yeah,
I'm calling total bullshit. So Mr. Spacey, like I hope that he's totally lying about being gay, and he's just gonna be the most offensively stereotypical, like that one Key and Peele sketch.
Yeah, I know.
And, yeah, and he just goes the whole fucking 9 yards with it, and he adopts a lisp, and he does the whole like stereotype. And he just fucking offends the entire population, and like he's just outcasted by everybody, and he's got to move to some Chilean mine, and he's just fucking stuck there. Fuck you, Kevin Spacey. You're a piece of shit. I hate you. It looks like your house of cards is tumbling down.
It's going down.
You little bitch.
Speaking of, they did cancel House of Cards because of the allegations.
No, I heard that they were just like, we were ending it anyway. It's just for story.
Well, that's dude. No, okay. When they say something like that, that's like the cheap, you know, PR way of saying, yeah, we totally ditched this project because of what's going on, but we don't want to, you know, put anybody else because there's a lot of people that work on this show, right? It's a ton of people. Yeah. So when the main star of the show fucks up and does something, you know, egregious, then they have to find a way to back out gracefully without, you know, butting heads with other producers, directors, or, you know, people at whatever company, Netflix or whatever that was producing this said show. Yeah. So you have to be like, oh, well, we just decided we were going to end it anyway, but we canceled it early. Well, you canceled it early because of these allegations.
All right. Well, let's talk about something a little spookier.
A little spook. Oh, we're spooky spot.
Spooky spot.
Welcome to the spooky. Ooh.
How was your Halloween?
Pretty plain actually. I went to a party the weekend before.
Yeah, I was at that party.
Yeah. Yes, you were.
Yeah.
It was very fun.
Yeah.
I was not as intoxicated as the last party we went to together.
That's true. You seem pretty hammered this party though.
No.
But I showed up a bunch of hours late.
Dude, you were super late. You were way late. And honestly, I mean, I was only like 5 beers deep.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, you definitely weren't as drunk at this party as you were at the last party.
I had a very, very good, it was like a mild buzz the whole time. Like I was within my faculties, but I was loose, you know, loosey goosey.
Like if I didn't know where you were, I wasn't worried about you like I was the last party.
Yeah.
So
the last party for the folks at home, let's play a little catch up here with Max and Little Bear's life. We went to a party about a month ago, month-ish ago, and it was BYOB, and
I gave you a ride, I want to say, or I was your ride home.
You were my ride home.
Yeah.
And I rode to the party with a couple of friends, but there's a bar literally around the block from this house.
Yeah.
And the person that was throwing the party said, "Hey, if you could, please bring some food and bring beer, And I was like,
nachos. I remember.
So I forgot to bring food, and I was like, oh shit. Oh wait, I know what I'll do. I'll go to the bar and I'll just order get a couple orders of nachos to go.
Yeah.
So I sit at the bar and I was waiting. I sit at the bar and I tell the bartender, I was like, hey, can I get an order of nachos to go? And then she's like, yeah, that's cool. Do you want anything to drink? And I was like, well, how long are the nachos going to take? About 15 to 20 minutes. I was like, sure, I'll have 7 and 7.
Classic.
And that's it. And then these nachos ended up taking almost an hour and a half because she forgot to put my order in. No. And I was too polite.
Yeah.
I didn't want to ask her for like the first 40 minutes or so to be like, yo, where's my nachos?
But if she says 20, when you hit the 30-minute mark, I think it's appropriate to ask, hey, how are those nachos coming?
I know. But, they were a little busy. It started to fill in. It was a Friday,
But you were there before everybody, so your order takes priority. Look, I work in food service. I know how this shit works. And I would be okay if a customer who ordered their food before the rush was like, hey, dog, how's my shit coming? 10 minutes after we said it would be done. That's an appropriate amount of time to wait, is 10 minutes.
That's very true. So I had my 7 and 7, and I'm waiting. Wait about 20 minutes. She comes up and she's like, hey, do you want another drink? And I didn't even think to ask about my food.
Yeah.
So I get another drink. I'm sitting there. I down that drink really quick. She comes back almost immediately. I said, yeah, this time make it a double. So I had a double. And then after I finished that, I sipped on that one for about maybe, 10 or 15 minutes.
Okay, so now we're 35 minutes.
Okay, we're 35 minutes in.
Let's do it.
So she comes back. And I get another double. And finally, I ask her at about 35 to 40 minutes in, I ask her, I was like, hey, how are those nachos coming along? Oh, yeah, let me check on those for you. That right there, that's code for I forgot to put your order in.
Yeah.
Let me put that in now and push it to the front of the line. And it still ended up taking another 30 minutes to make the nachos. So in that 30 minutes, I had another 2 doubles.
Yeah.
So what am I at? 5 drinks now?
Yeah.
So 1 single, 4 doubles.
And it's all 7-7, so it's all whiskey.
Yeah, it's all whiskey. And like at this establishment, I won't name them, but they're very awesome.
Yeah, no, they were.
The bartenders
we can name them if we're saying good things,
I guess.
It was a mishap. Let's give them a little shout out.
All right. It's Hank's in North Tacoma.
Yeah. What up, Hanks?
Yeah.
Hanks.
They pour heavy and they're awesome.
Yeah, go Hanks.
So needless to say, I drank a little too much, too fast.
You pre-gamed too hard.
Pre-gamed way too hard, but I was expecting the nachos. That was my safety net, and it wasn't there when I jumped. The safety net wasn't there. So I get to the party, and immediately when I go to the door, I walk in. And the lady that's hosting the party, she greets me at the door. And she's like, hey, whoa, how are you doing? And she's like, the next day, she didn't say anything then. But I talked to her the next day, and she was like, dude, you were trashed. She's like, you were destroyed. Like,
yeah.
I could smell you from the door. You were stumbling everywhere. And you look like you're about to just pass out at any given moment.
Yeah, I remember because when I forget why I was giving you a ride home. But I remember at one point it was like 20 minutes before I was going to leave. I was like trying to leave and I kept getting caught up. And then you just disappeared. And I was like, fuck, he's gone. Where did he go? He's dead or getting just straight up pounded right now. I don't know where he is. And I called you like twice and you didn't pick up. And I was like, oh, he's for sure. I was like, he's just dead for sure. I was like, all right, let's just go home. And then you called me like on my way home and it's like, dude, where are you? Are you okay? And you're like, yeah, man, I took a cab. I'll see you in the morning. And you hung up, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Thanks for the heads up. So that's dealing with drunk little bear.
Yeah, it sounds about right. I tend to just kind of ghost out.
Yeah.
You know, I don't really like bothering people or whatever. So I just kind of just do my own thing. I can take care of myself.
Oh, of
I'm a grown man. I can, if I drink too much, it's my fault and I'll deal with it myself. But although when I did get home, I tried to open my front door and I fiddled with the lock because I had the key in my hand and I go to the deadbolt and I'm trying to put the key into the deadbolt and I'm doing that thing where you kind of stare at the keyhole and you're trying to put the key in and then you miss really hard, like you swerve like hard right or hard left and you totally miss the keyhole. So I did that for about 30 minutes trying to get the key in. Now finally I get the key in the hole and I go to turn it and I just said fuck it and I stumbled back and I had like lawn chairs on my deck at the time. So I just stumbled back and fell into the lawn chair and I just sat there for about 10 minutes and then I started to get the spins and then I just immediately just started like violently, not really violently, but like it sounds, it's strongly like the throwing up that you hear when someone definitely has alcohol poisoning and you're like, dude, you should probably go to the hospital right now and get your stomach pumped. So I'm doing like that. I'm like doing that kind of thing. And then I just passed out. I just blacked out for like, God knows how long, but I think I got home at maybe midnight. And I woke up on my deck at like 3:34 in the morning with the key still in the lock. So that was a great, fantastic night.
But speaking of this Halloween party, so it was like a costume thing. I was told that you had to have a costume. Other people were told it was optional. And anybody who's known me for more than 5 minutes knows Halloween's not really my jam. I don't really get into the dressing up aspect. So I kind of got dragged into doing like a couples thing. And so me and my lady went to a place called Spirit. And we were like, okay, let's try to find a costume. And holy shit, I cannot handle the amount of nonsense that goes on in a Halloween store. This was the most like fucked up shit. There was like sexy Morty and like sexy Shrek.
Yep.
And like repeat offender costumes, like offensive shit. Like there were like Despicable Me masks.
What's the most offensive Halloween costume you've seen?
The one that I personally saw, I would say was the repeat offender one. I've heard about one.
Is that just like an inmate in the jumpsuit or whatever?
Yeah. I thought that one was kind of fucked up. I've heard of one that's like a border patrol cop. It's like a 2-part costume, so it's a border patrol cop, and then it's like basically brown face from what I've heard, and that's all it is. It's just a border patrol cop arresting somebody trying to break into America.
Oh wow.
I've heard about that one. So I would say those. Although,
what about Anne Frank?
I think it's a good costume.
Dress up as Anne Frank?
I think you could do Anne Frank.
Yeah?
It's been long enough.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Anne Frank's on the table. one that I saw, and I don't know how to explain it. It was called Daddy's Little Girl.
Yo.
And it was just a yellow shirt and like a blue skirt and I think a mask. I don't really know. But I'm like, what's the costume?
That is the costume, Daddy.
Don't start saying daddy. I was like, what's the thing? Like, it's one thing if you want to dress up as Shrek.
No, that is the thing, Daddy.
Daddy's Little Girl.
Daddy. Yeah.
Stop saying daddy.
Dude, you're totally missing it.
Who's daddy?
The point's here and you're here and you totally missed it.
Who's daddy?
Her fuck toy. That's who. Wow, dude, you need to brush up on some of your sexual.
I guess so.
Things. I mean, visit Pornhub a little more often. And
I understand what Daddy's Little Girl is, but it's not a costume.
No, it's not.
So that's
it really isn't. It might as well just be like, I mean, if they want to be honest about it, you just call it like slutty schoolgirl or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then there was another one that was like, I forget what the title was, but it literally was like a jumper with a hood, and that was it.
Jumper.
Like it's like shorts and then like a shirt, but it's all one thing.
Romper.
They call them jumpers.
Is that for men?
No, I think it's like a UK thing where they call them jumpers.
Oh, okay.
I don't really know. But
you're talking like a tracksuit?
But it was shorts. It was shorts and like a shirt, but as one thing. There was not a separate entity. It was all one.
Like a onesie.
Like a onesie, but no pants.
Or what are the things that wrestlers wear?
Unitards.
Yeah. Kind of like that, but with shorts?
Shorts and a like t-shirt.
A short tard.
Sure, a short tard. And then it had a hood on it. And I was like, what the fuck is this? This is just a thing with a hood. Fuck you. So that was just too much to handle. I literally was in there for maybe 6 minutes before I had to leave. That was a harrowing experience.
I think you're missing the point of Halloween, though, is to just dress up as whoever or whatever. I wanted to go as a grilled cheese sandwich.
That would have been great. Why didn't you go as that?
I can't. Dude, where am I going to find a fucking grilled cheese sandwich costume? Or how am I going to make that?
Okay, here's what you do.
Or just cover myself in like Kraft singles.
Here's what you do. You get a yellow t-shirt, right? Mm-hmm. You grill 2 pieces of bread, and you duct tape one to the front of you and one to the back, and you're grilled cheese, dog.
Classic.
That's how you do it. I mean,
nice.
I thought my costume was pretty spot on, though.
You went as yourself.
No, I was a canvas. My shirt had all that paint on it. You saw that.
Oh, that's right. Right. Yeah.
Because my chick was.
I went as a Vegas shooting victim.
Yeah, that was. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good. So wait. So that's okay, but Anne Frank's not in your.
Hey, man. Touchy subject.
Oh my God. All right. This week we're going to debate who had it worse, Anne Frank or the Vegas shooting victims. Well, speaking of spooky and things that are weird, I just want to touch on this really quickly. So, did you catch that Lincoln Park thing that just happened?
I watched some tidbits here and there.
Clips. Yeah, I caught bits and pieces. I wasn't really there for the stream. They streamed it, but I just saw like stuff afterwards. I didn't watch it. It's like 3 hours. Sorry, somebody's vacuuming. We're trying to figure out if we're picking it up or not. The joys of home studio recording. But yeah, I caught clips of it. Did you see the clip where they played the song with Chester, their deceased lead singer?
Yeah. I thought it was okay.
Well, okay. For anybody who didn't see it, basically what happened was their singer died, and they played this show in honor of him and to celebrate his life. And at one point during the show, they took video and audio of him performing a song 3 years ago at the same venue and played his vocals and the video on stage while the rest of the band played the song. And I thought it was a little weird. It just felt grim, I guess. It just seemed like they spent the whole rest of the night like enlisting people to come and sing these songs and do all this stuff, and it felt like weird that they would just throw it in and shoehorn it in like that. It's like if you're gonna do it once, why not do it the whole show? You know what I mean?
Well, it is a tribute show.
Yeah.
So I don't find it strange that they used his image and his vocals.
I mean, they did
on the song. Yeah. Because I mean, it's essentially it's kind of like a. Granted, it's a little early to call it this, but I guess it's an homage to be saying, hey, Chester is still with us.
Yeah.
And, like, I guess it's the band's way of saying he's always here and he will always be a part of us and he's not leaving anytime soon.
That's really nice.
I guess that's how I saw it.
You're getting a little choked up as we talked about.
You want to take a little break? No, fuck that.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm rolling. I'm feeling good.
So,
I got my second wind.
Yeah, but that's how I view it.
Yeah, I guess it's not that bad. I mean, I don't think it was disrespectful or in poor taste. I think it was the most respectful way they could have gone about doing it. I just felt like it was sort of. Like I said, it just felt grim and weird, and like how they literally were like, okay, we're pulling out all the stops to make sure all these songs get performed in a cool way, but for this one specific song, we literally need Chester here with us. We're bringing him back from the dead via technology. Check it out. Like, it just seems...
Do you feel like it's kind of almost like the Tupac Shakur thing with the hologram on stage, but like way too soon? How would you feel if they did a hologram of Chester on stage?
I would not go see. I think the hologram thing's dumb. You know, I would like you might as well just like CGI a whole concert and then just play that in IMAX or some shit. Like, I'm not gonna pay money to go watch fucking Shrek do a show. Although I would pay a lot of money if you could like VR some shit and like you get like the skeleton right, and you could just like pick the whoever you want performing the songs.
That would be very cool.
Like I've got Shrek on the brain right now. I'm gonna try to move on from Shrek. If you could have Sid the Sloth from Ice Age performing with Linkin Park, that would be amazing.
Hey, speaking of another rock artist here, going back to the spooky spot, because I feel like we never left the spooky spot.
This is our spooky episode. We missed the Halloween.
That's true. I guess this whole episode's kind of woo. Yeah. Tom DeLonge.
Oh shit! Yeah.
So some people say that he has gone completely off the deep end. Other people completely agree with him. He was recently on Joe Rogan's podcast, and he is a huge alien advocate.
Well, we've talked about Tom DeLonge before. We actually have beef with Tom DeLonge. We still do. It's frozen beef.
Yeah, it's been in the cooler for a while.
Yeah, I think it's time
it's been in deep freeze, so now we're bringing it back out.
We're going to bring it back out, let it thaw out a little bit. So first of all, I just want to say fuck you, Tom, for ignoring us on Twitter.
Yeah, well, that's from Max.
No, look, I love you and your music and your work, but also, what's up? Why you got to give me the cold shoulder? I know you're busy, but just drop a what's up.
Yeah, just say, hey, man, how you doing?
Say hey. Not even how you doing, just hey. A little acknowledgement goes a long way.
Yeah, that's very true.
But I digress. Yeah, he started this company, To the Stars, and they're producing animation, and he's writing books now, and venturing out of music, which is cool. More power to you. Chase your bliss. But he, and I don't know. I don't know how closely you follow him on like social media and stuff, but I keep a pretty tight eye on everything that he does, because I loved Angels and Airwaves. I loved Blink-182, not anymore. And I like his spirit and everything. And he's, for the last 2.5 years, I want to say, he's been posting all this stuff about meeting with DOD guys and people who were like deep in like NASA and the UFO files and those departments and things.
Yes.
But he's always super vague about it. And he's always like, guys, I got this new thing coming soon, just wait. And it's like, it never comes. He's like, I'm going to this place with this camera to interview this guy. I just did this interview. I'm wearing this suit because I'm doing this. And it's like, cool, but like, what, like,
where's the footage?
Where's any of it? And like, I don't know. So, I don't know. But he recently just came out and said that he has plans for a device that he said were like, looked over and like approved by NASA engineers or some shit. That can like bend space and time, or some shit. How about you talk and I'll try to find the post.
Okay. So yeah, recently he was on the Joe Rogan podcast, and he was talking about this device and how Max was saying meeting with DOD people. So a lot of people are upset, or I shouldn't say upset. I don't think that's the right word here. But a lot of people are kind of weirded out about the way he was acting and speaking, because some people think that he's either, one, on drugs.
Did that crack?
Or he's exhibiting signs like early symptoms of schizophrenia, and he hasn't yet been diagnosed, and some people are saying that he really needs help. But I don't think that's an issue at hand here. Like, if just because you believe in extraterrestrial beings or aliens or whatever you want to call them, I don't think that necessarily makes you a schizophrenic.
I don't think so either. He I highly because you and I are both very big advocates for UFO research and ancient aliens and aliens just existing in general.
Aliens.
So I respect Tom DeLonge on that front. But on all this stuff, it just feels like somebody who's, on one hand, me being the cynic that I am, it does feel a little bit like he's just sort of grasping and trying to make headlines and sort of trying to keep some attention.
I feel that. But I feel like he may be, one, trying to, build a project.
Yeah.
And that's why he's saying, oh, I'm going here, I'm doing this, but he never releases anything.
Yeah.
Or he could just be doing it, actually like doing these interviews or whatever. And he tells people like, hey, I went out and I did this just because he's within these groups now. You know, he's within this like circle, so to speak. And he's saying, hey, I'm going out and I'm speaking with such and such person, because within that group, whoever he's interviewing, that name means something.
Of course.
But I think whatever he's recording is just for his own.
Or it's sensitive, or, you know, maybe
it's just like his own personal.
Yeah. His library, or maybe he's stockpiling to put it out. And
exactly.
It's totally possible. I found the post. I just want to clarify. So I don't think that he personally is trying to build a time machine. I don't think that he or his company are like, they're like, yeah, we cracked it. We're doing time travel now. I think when he says our machine, he's just talking about like humanity and like the science of humanity in general.
Got it.
So he says, when I see people commenting that our attempt to build a machine that quote unquote bends time and space, end quote, is quote crazy, end quote, and not possible. Here is one of the many peer-reviewed articles on To the Stars co-founder, which is his company, Dr. Hal Puthoff's space-time metric theory. And the picture is a highlighted circle over this thing on this document that says, however, his idea of a space-time metric engineering able to distort the space-time geometry, allowing superliminal interstellar spaceflight, is perfectly possible. So, you know, I don't know. I just think that Tom is, I think he's okay.
Yeah.
I don't think that he's crazy or on drugs. I just think that he is, you know, I think he's just going about it the wrong way. I'd rather he would have gone totally silent and dark and have been just fucking working on this shit than being like, look, everybody, I'm working on something, and then like nothing ever comes out, you know?
I personally think he found something besides music that he thoroughly enjoys,
of course,
and that makes him happy. And I think that's what he's doing now.
Well, he's not allowed to do that.
You know?
He needs to join Blink-182 and sing about being naked and babes.
Yeah.
All right,
bruh.
Tom, stick to what you're good at. No, I respect him for that. He's allowed to do it. He's been doing this the entire time. He was also
and that's the thing, though, is
Blink.
So many people have the opinion of, you aren't allowed to do this. You can't be happy. You know, like, oh, that's true. That's what your true passion is. Is trying to discover this and discover, is there life out there? Oh, that makes you happy? No, you're fucking crazy. Now you're on drugs. Now you're whatever. You know, when before they were perfectly fine listening to his music, where he openly talked about there might be aliens in my closet and the CIA is listening to me every day.
Yeah.
Aliens Exist by Blink-182.
All right, let's go play that on our break coming up right now.
Right meow.
Is, KRWJ, the Cram Station, coming at you with all the slammin' jams.
You are totally wrong. You are so wrong right now.
Absolutely not.
And welcome back, everybody.
Hi.
That was our debate that we were having when we were gone. I didn't realize Max pressed record.
You didn't hear the Matt?
No, I wasn't paying attention to that. I was trying to school you on.
But you're wrong.
Dude, you are so wrong. Hey, everybody. Please contact us at DishGods on Twitter and tell Max the difference, or what you believe the difference is, between a porta potty that you would see at like a music event or Oktoberfest or whatever event, compared to an outhouse style toilet that you would see at like a national park.
Your Honor. All right, you know what? I'm not even gonna comment because I'm a man of honor. So I'm not even gonna.
You have no honor, you bitch.
I'm not even gonna weigh in. But yeah, you know what? Let's let the good people of our community weigh in. Yeah, let's get back in the show.
Let's get back into it. I watched a pretty neat show on Netflix. It was super neat, guys.
Was it the bee's knees?
It was the bee's knees.
Was it hot dog?
And it was a ramen jammin' show, and it was super cool.
Yeah.
No, it's called Mine Hunters, and it's on Netflix. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! If you haven't seen it or you're not ahead, I have finished the whole season.
All right, I haven't. I'm not going to watch it. So lay it on me.
Okay, spoiler!
All right,
I'm just going to talk about it.
lay it on me.
So Mine Hunters, it's a show about an FBI agent. He has been tasked to the behavioral unit.
Hunt brains.
And no, he interviews serial killers or mass murderers or people that have committed especially heinous crimes.
Okay.
Kind of like Law and Order, SVU.
Cool.
So
the San Diego edition.
A little bit.
Okay.
They interview, really just messed up people. Like one guy decapitates his mother and then fucks her face. Like these kind of sick, twisted people.
Okay.
And the whole show is just him trying to build this whole behavioral unit so that they can now classify these types of killers. Because the show takes place back in, I think it's the late 60s, early 70s. And back then, they didn't really have a term for serial killers or,
psychopaths.
Yeah, it was all, you just kind of all just got lumped into you're fucked in the head and you did this because whatever, they didn't really care. Yeah. So this guy comes in and he wants to know the why behind what these people do, and he gets a lot of resistance at first because at first
From
the
the
FBI
heads that he cuts off and tries to fuck.
Yeah. Oh, the throats clench up. That's the problem.
God,
rigor mortis sets in, dude. You gotta watch the show. You gotta watch the show. It's so fucking raw.
I want to watch a doctor fucking heads over.
No, nobody fucks faces in the show. They talk about it, but you don't see it.
All right.
Okay, but anyway, I digress. I've been having some conversations with some people at work about this show. One person in particular claims that this FBI agent is actually a serial killer, and he's only in this behavioral unit to help himself study other killers to better further his own killing and not get caught.
Oh, damn. That's pretty crazy.
So we're kind of delving into the rabbit hole here about Mine Hunters, but I wholeheartedly disagree.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I will watch it, and I'll see if I agree with that theory.
I completely disagree with what they are saying about this agent. He's not a killer. I think he's just really into his work. He's like super devoted to it, and he uses his methods that he's picked up from these other killers and these other people that he's interviewed and spoken to, and he uses it right then to help himself speak to other killers and, help just get a better interview. Oh my God. Sorry. I got the hiccups from this pear cider that I had, man. I'm sorry.
It's okay. We'll power through.
Mine Hunters, check it out on Netflix.
Is it a Netflix original?
It is.
Oh, nice.
And it's amazing. I am thoroughly enjoying it, and I'm actually going to rewatch it.
All right, I will watch it. Speaking of Netflix things, I want to talk Stranger Things.
Oh, goddamn, man! Serious?
Not because I like it, but because I didn't like it.
I watched the first episode of the first season, and I just stopped. I made it halfway through, and I stopped.
I was pretty resistant, and then I started watching it, and I watched the first season. And I was kind of like, it was good, but like I didn't catch the fever that everybody else did.
Yeah, I don't see it.
I didn't really get it, and I thought it was kind of weird how everybody was. I don't know, but I also felt weird about making it weird that everybody's like, oh my God, like the actress who plays 11, what's her name, Millie something,
Millie Bobby Brown.
Yes,
Brown.
Yeah, no relation.
No, okay.
That everybody's like people like she's like a fucking model for Gucci and shit, and I'm just like, who's that for? Who's like, oh man, I love this dress. I just need to see how it looks on a 13-year-old first before I buy it. What the fuck? Like
that is a little weird.
I'm not saying that she doesn't deserve her success. She seems like a very classy person. Like she's handling her success very well, and she's a very great actress. Like no hate at all towards her. I just feel like as a society, it's kind of like, yeah, let's all focus on this 13-year-old girl who, like, plays this character, and she's a model now. Like, model for the Baby Gap. Like, what the fuck? Like, why are you... Who's buying Gucci for their 13-year-olds?
Kids in Dubai. Oil barons. I don't know.
But I watched season 2. I've been sick this week, so I've been kind of binged it. I started on, like... I don't know when it came out. I think on Friday it came out. It came out when we went to that party.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I started watching on like Monday, I want to say. And I kind of binged it through this week. And I finished it today. And it was just dumb. It was one of those things where like they start out in one place with these circumstances. And then the whole season progresses. They fight people. I'm not going to spoil anything. And they kind of just fight people. And then they just like end up in the same exact place. And I guess, spoiler alert, like the main villain's still alive at the end of it all. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what was the point of anything that just happened? It's 9 episodes, so that's 9 hours. So I sit through 9 hours of this bullshit, and everything's the same.
Yeah, I don't get it, man. So, I didn't even get season 1. Like, I didn't see the hype behind it. Like,
it's all that 80s nostalgia that everybody who wasn't born in the 80s has.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
People who were like born on the tail end of the 80s, so like I'm an 80s kid, and then it's like, and you don't know any of this shit.
Yeah, you barely had your first memory in 80 or like in the 80s.
Yeah,
your life is the 90s.
Yeah, so it's just this weird nostalgia for where everybody's just like, and then it's got all the kids, and everybody's into kids now. I guess that's the thing. If you want to have a successful show, put a kid in it, I guess.
But as a counterpoint to you,
okay,
think about like Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah,
for Home Alone back in the early to mid 90s when he did Home Alone.
I think
he was a young child actor, and people fucking ate his shit up, and he was huge.
I don't know. Maybe it's because the internet wasn't around then, but I don't think the hype was as big as it was surrounding him or any actor really at the time.
I mean, dude, he had like they did commercials for like the talkback thing that he used in the movie. Like, but he was everywhere.
Was he on like the cover of Vogue?
No.
They're putting these kids on the covers of magazines.
But also they have Instagram now, and this actress, this young actress has Instagram, and like you were saying earlier, I do find it a little strange. Granted, it's a little stranger things going on right now that I do find it a little weird. And granted, it's not in like a sexual way for these people, but they're following, like you said, they're 35, 40-year-old people, male and female, following a 12 to 13-year-old girl.
Not even that they're following her, but they're like legit like obsessed with her.
Yeah.
And they're like it's like everybody has actors that they like who they thoroughly enjoy their work, and like for me, like I have like Jake Gyllenhaal, Tom Holland, a lot of these guys, I just eat their shit up. It's like they can be like, hey, look, I'm eating a sandwich. Like, dude, did you see that sandwich Jake Gyllenhaal ate earlier? That shit was dope. And you're like, I don't give a fuck. But it's like, I feel like it's not, for lack of a better word, like inappropriate, I guess. And I don't know why.
You know what it is for me is it's the lack of connection. And let me explain for a second. Okay. It's what it is. It's when this girl goes on stage or in front of the camera and she acts, she's given a role, and she does the best she can to act that role just based off of what people have told her or what she researches, right? Yeah. Like, hey, here's a role, research it, look it up, and then be this person. Whereas, I'm just going to use Jake Gyllenhaal because you brought him up. If they say, hey, man, you're going to be, someone that's an alcoholic, your wife divorced you, and you beat your kids. He's going to go, okay,
I gotta get drunk and beat my kids.
I've been super drunk and I've probably been in a fight while drunk. You know, I've done these things.
I beat my kids.
I mean, you know,
I'm Jake Gyllenhaal.
I'm not saying that Jake Gyllenhaal. I'm not saying that, Jake. I'm not saying that.
Jake Gyllenhaal beats his kids is what you're saying. Jake Gyllenhaal gets drunk and beats his kids.
But you know what I'm saying? He has the life experience. So when he acts that out, or if an adult actor or actress acts it out, they actually have some connection to what they're doing. Yeah. Whereas they give her this role and they say, hey, do this. It's like, yeah, you can do a great job acting it. You know, I'm not saying she doesn't. She does a great job. But does she really understand what she's acting out?
Yeah.
I mean, granted, yes, she does understand, but just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, an adult has the experience of telekinetic powers, is what you're saying.
Oh, absolutely. I move shit at home all the time. I don't do it in front of anybody else because I don't want to be that guy that everyone's like, hey, man, can you grab that for me? And I'm like, the fuck do I look like to you? Yeah, woo, 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 woo. You know, and just like move it for you. No, I don't think so, buddy.
No, I get what you're saying, though. But I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of like, hey, here, it'd be like it's... I don't know how to explain it. It just in my gut, it inherently feels strange. I'm not saying that we should, as a society, ignore her and just like turn our fucking heads when she's not on television and just be like, oh my god, everybody act like she's not in the room. But I just feel like it's sort of like there should be some like middleman, I guess. I think that's what it is. I feel like it's like she's out there just totally exposed to the world as a 13-year-old, and I feel like, you know, like I have my younger sister is 14 years old. She's a year older than this person, and I would not want my younger sister to have an Instagram that had like millions of followers and everybody just analyzing her shit. You know what I mean? I would be like, let me, you know, be that filter through the world and let you get the good shit rather than like, yeah, here you go. Here's Instagram. Have fun. Like, holy shit, can you imagine some of the terrible shit she must get?
How many dick pics do you think she gets a day?
Okay, I didn't want to think about that.
See?
I think she's so depressed.
See? So that's the world we live in today, everybody.
I don't know. I wonder... Because again, it's not like... I'm not saying that these kids don't deserve their success or the attention. I just feel like it's like... It's like, It's like, you're 13, what are you doing that's interesting? Go be a kid. Stop posting on Instagram and being like, look, guys, I'm in fucking Shanghai getting my feet rubbed by the emperor.
The emperor.
Probably. Like, these kids are getting crazy opportunities.
Well, yeah, but you also got to remember, look at Joseph Gordon-Levitt. You know? JGL. He started as a child actor.
That's true. Doogie Howser.
And he was, like,
shit.
And I got to say, he was on the cusp of like when the internet and, you know, social media and those types of this whole platform was taking off. You know, he was there. Like, I mean, granted, he's my age.
You gotta be clitting me, dude.
Huh?
You gotta be clitting me.
Jesus Christ.
That just came in my head and I couldn't wait. I was
trying
to find a spot.
He's on the cusp for the whole thing. So growing up for him, he had the social media presence, but he wasn't there.
Yeah.
You know, or not that I'm aware of.
Well, I mean, how could you
if he was
tweet about that smile?
But now that he's older,
those
you know,
dimples?
now that he had the Batman exposure, he had Looper, you know. Looper.
Oh, they said Luber.
Jesus, get your mind out of the gutter, man.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
I'm Luber. Who's drying up? who needs some lube?
All right, let's talk about something. Let's close this out.
Let's close it out. We did a good job this week.
Yeah, we did.
Good job, buddy.
Let's a little fist pound, pat ourselves on the back.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? We spend every week, we go out and we thank, you know, the sponsors and the fans. Thank me. You're welcome for doing this show for you. for giving you this gift. This pure gem of audio.
How do you feel about tipping?
I feel good. Are you trying to open? You can't close it out and then open it up again.
I'm not opening. You're opening. I'm just trying to close it out with this.
Okay, like a thought of the week to
yeah. Kind of just carry it on.
Okay. Yeah, tipping's fine.
Tipping at bars, restaurants.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks for the work.
How do you feel about like the people that are like the tipping? I'm gonna call them the tipping Nazi. You know what I mean? They're the person that when you go out to eat, they're saying, I only tip 5%, 10%, 15%. It's like, dude, when I go out to eat, if the server was nice and I enjoyed the food, say your tab comes out, it's $25.
5%, that's $5.
You know? If I really enjoyed it and I had a great time or whatever, I'm feeling generous, fuck it, dude. I'll slap $10 or $15 down as a tip.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's like I disagree with tipping in like the societal sense because like it really fucks up some like working class people.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as it's around, I'll tip. And usually like I don't go out to eat very often. I don't really do a lot of stuff, but like when I do, I spend only like $20-$25. So 9 times out of 10, I throw down $5. When I'm a little low on cash, I'll usually only do like 3 or 4. But I'm like, what? It's a tip, like
and I think right there,
and they take gratuity as well. So it's like,
and as like you said, if your tab was only $10 and you're tipping 3, that's still okay, man.
It's still fine. But
you got a third of your tab right there.
I feel like it shouldn't be a thing where they go, wow, you only tip this much. It's like, be glad that I tipped it all. It's a tip. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Like last night I went out to eat, and I spent like $40, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was like a $40 meal, and I think I tipped like...
I'm on wine now, everybody.
I tipped like $5, right? And yeah, that's not really like 5%, but it's like I'm $3 off. Go fuck yourself. But I was like, go fuck me. But it's just like, here's just $5. I'm not gonna do the math. I'm a little drunk. Take my $5. Get out of my face. You know what I mean? It's just like, so yeah, tipping's fine.
Okay. All right.
Like anybody who makes a big deal out of it's a fucking cuck.
It's a cuck.
Yeah.
Everybody at home, please let us know. Hit us up at DishGods on Twitter and let us know how you feel about tipping. What do you feel about the Stranger Things that we spoke about today? And also, what about Kevin Spacey?
Tom DeLonge.
And Tom DeLonge. Everything that we spoke about today, hit us up. Yeah. Let us know what you think. We want to hear from you, people.
Yeah. Or email us at dishgodshow@gmail.com.
Yeah. Either one works. Yeah. We will respond to you.
We're on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, YouTube.
Yep. YouTube.
SoundCloud.
All for free.
Yeah. Peep my mixtape. All that. Yeah, I guess we'll close that. Thank you so much for listening to us for the last hour or so. We appreciate every moment you guys spend with us. We love you guys so much. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that's all we have to say for this week.
Cool.
Everybody at home, keep it sleazy.
Boom. I'm sick.